Hello and welcome to Meridian News Now. I'm Julie Dunmire.
And I'm Adriana Cotero.
CATA Bus Rapid Transit in a final decision here in the township about the proposed plan.
And the Township Board made their final decision about the plan that would span down Grand River. That's our top story tonight. 7 years, that's how long CATA has worked on a plan for a $133 million transportation system, somewhat like a light rail system known as the BRT. The BRT was up for a vote at the Township Board's October 18th meeting, and HOMTV's Jasmine Watts tells us more.
In July, the Township Board voted to oppose the BRT because of lack of detail in the plan. CATA then proposed 5 options for the BRT in light of resident concerns, and the item was again up for vote at the Township Board meeting. Residents in favor of the BRT believe it will be safer and faster than the current system.
I have been on those buses that are packed full from front to back. I've also been standing and had a bus pass me by because it was full.
The BRT proposes 27 stations, which is 16 less than the current system. Residents in opposition feel the BRT will inconvenience riders and the benefits would not outweigh the cost.
Why would you have a basic plan that cuts out Frandor, Meridian Mall, and the entrance to Myers? What a bus system is supposed to do is serve the public.
I mean, this is a joke that we would spend $142 million to get possibly minor improvements in mass transit.
Because the plan is still more underdeveloped than the Township Board anticipated, they voted to take no action, allowing their original opposition to stand. Despite dissatisfaction from some BRT supporters, the board firmly decided that they will not revisit the topic. In Okemos, Jasmine Watts, HOMTV.
CATA is waiting to see if they are granted federal funding for the project. If so, construction will begin late 2017 to early 2018.
The Okemos Point Brownfield plan approved by the Township Board to go in front of the Ingham County Board for approval. With what's next for that plan, HOMTV's Tatiana Hemphill is joining us live at the proposed location of the project. Tatiana?
Thanks, Julie. Okemos Point is expecting some compelling new investments due to the approval of the Okemos Point Brownfield plan that will soon be in front of the Ingham County Commission's Board to get final approval. This plan will be a $63.7 billion redevelopment. This project will be an area that has been underutilized for the past 17 years. The new development will include pocket parks, fishing areas, public seating plazas, wetland preservation areas, outdoor seasonal sales, and many more. This will be within 400 to 5,000 square foot development. A public hearing was held for the Brownfield request to address the contamination concerns right here. This plan needs to be approved by the Ingham County Board of Appeals before it can completely be a go for the new developments. We will continue to follow this story. Back to you in the studio.
Shovel, soil, and students. This past weekend, that was the perfect combination for the new trees planted in Meridian. At Ferguson Park, 10 native flowering trees were planted. The natural area located right next to the park has taken a loss in trees over time. The area has suffered in the past because of the invasive species, an emerald ash borer. However, with the help of 80 middle school students from Chippewa and a grant from Consumers Energy, the native trees are making a comeback. Kelsey Dillon, park naturalist for Meridian Township, talks about why they chose Ferguson Park to be home to the new trees.
This park, we have a natural area in behind it, the Sunball Natural Area, and the emerald ash borer has killed quite a few native ash trees back in the woods. So we're replenishing some of our trees, and Ferguson Park is one of our most visited parks, so we thought some flowering trees along the edge of the forest here would really brighten it up.
Off the day from school to get their hands dirty and help replace some of what's been lost to the emerald ash borer.
Trimming trees and safety. The Lansing Board of Water and Light had an important update for residents at an informational meeting on October 17th. The event was for residents to learn about Lansing's BWL plan to make safe and responsible upgrades to power lines beginning in November. The program includes tree trimming and tree removal if necessary.
We've invited the East Lansing community to attend a tree trimming safety open house so that the BWL can explain to East Lansing residents why we're trimming trees in the near future and how we do it.
Improve East Lansing electric systems by converting the current power system distribution to a higher powered system.
A safe Halloween, what the police department says to make this year a treating trouble free. Police stop at familiar homes, have a meeting place, look both ways before crossing, and as always, check candy wrappers before eating. And it never hurts to dress in layers. Trick-or-treating in the Meridian Township will take place on Monday, October 31st from 6 to 8 p.m.
Halloween, adventure, and the Harris Nature Center. Three things came together for one spooky event. And the Harris Nature Center saw the largest crowd in event history. Families enjoyed all types of activities, including a fun house, hayride, crafts, and campfire with scary stories.
It's very busy, so I think we are finally starting to be known as a Halloween event, and people look forward to it each year, and they come back and just have a good time year after year.
It's very good. It's a fun family affair, and lots of things for the kids to do and wander outside. They got a fire outside to play around, around the bonfire to sit and enjoy some, I think, some marshmallows later maybe.
Harris Nature Center created a special pumpkin-made piñata and also had a live animal exhibit.
Meridian Township's youngest put on their Halloween costumes to see what some real-life heroes wear at the Meridian Township Fire's open house. Most of them needed a boost getting up there, but kids on Saturday got to see what the Meridian Township firefighters' gear looks like from the inside out. But one kid, 8-year-old Lewis, has grown up around Meridian Township Fire. His grandpa was a firefighter at the old Central Fire Station, and now he's getting a tour of the new station.
What do you like the most about the firefighters?
That they help people, and that they and I like their fire trucks and stuff.
It's just like pulling a train. Why it's cool about stuff like this? That's when he grows up. Sir or an Air Force pilot. And if that doesn't work out, he's got his fallback, paleontology.
And like we've been talking about, Halloween is almost here. And so are Meridian Township's spooktacular events. The Meridian Farmers Market is open from 8 to 2 on Saturday, and from 10 to 2 you can catch Halloween in the historical village. Kids can meet McGruff and the crime dog at the police station. And if you want to sit in my chair, you can go to the HOMTV Studio Funhouse on Saturday from 10 to 1. Our producer Brandy just bought enough candy to feed an army, so come hungry, and of course, don't forget your costume.
And coming up, time is running out for a scare.
And how victims of domestic violence are remembered. After the break, when we come back on Meridian News Now.
Watch Ballot Meridian election programs on HOMTV for award-winning election coverage for the last 28 years. We provide in-depth one-on-one candidate interviews and live call-in debates. We will be live on election night until the last ballot is counted and reported at the Watch Ballot Meridian election programs on HOMTV for award-winning election coverage for the last 28 years. We provide in-depth one-on-one candidate interviews and live call-in debates. We will be live on election night until the last ballot is counted and reported at the local level. Watch Ballot Meridian election programs, your source for election information, only on HOMTV.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Whether it's in the senior center or out in the community, senior living helps older adults get the most out of Ingham County. Watch Senior Living on HOMTV.
Welcome back. A purple ribbon with the powerful message represents domestic violence. And this October, victims were remembered with a candle vigil. HOMTV's Adriana has that story.
Many gathered together on this day during this event of the candlelight vigil to hear other stories and to give people a chance to talk about their stories of what they've been through and how they conquer domestic violence.
This is our first class of individuals who go through the Bureau and to become speakers, so we are very honored to have them here tonight to share their experience, to share their stories with others.
Domestic violence is never an easy thing to talk about. The speakers from the event got a chance to speak to others and help them talk about their stories and relate.
I don't think it's ever easy for me to speak about my experience in front of others. There's always the thought of people judging. It's a little nerve-wracking, but it's definitely worth it.
Coming together and lighting candles and taking a moment to recognize those that have lost their lives to domestic violence was an important part of this year's event.
This is Adriana in Hazlitt, HOMTV.
And if you know someone who may be in need of help, MSU Safe Place, Women's Center of Greater Lansing, and CARE are just a few places someone can go in need of help.
Now that fall is here, so are fall businesses. And time is running out for one last scare before Halloween's over. And Best Maze in Williamston says they've got the best corn maze in town. 16 years ago, owner Mark Benjamin says he realized he had a prime spot for a maze. And not long after, they started the Haunted Trail. The trail's full of screaming monsters and props. They change it up every year in order to keep their hikers on their toes. The Trail of Terror is only open at night, whereas the maze is open during the day. And the design for this year's maze starts 1 year in advance.
I draw it all up during the winter. Then in May, we plant the cornfield. And in the end of May and June, we're out putting in all the trails. The Haunted Trail, I'm going to National Haunters Conventions in St. Louis, Missouri in the winter, buying props, and I trade props with a dozen different haunts all around the country.
This year's maze design features a Finding Dory theme. There are shapes of a clownfish, octopus, and blue tang. All activities are open to the public until the weekend of Halloween, so you've got one more week before the trail closes for the year.
Meridian Mall is closing its doors for Thanksgiving to give workers time to celebrate the holiday with their family. And this is creating quite a buzz on social media. Companies like the REI are closing all their stores, with some people saying more businesses should close for Thanksgiving Day. If you're worried about how this might affect Black Friday shopping, the mall says they'll be open at 6 in the morning. It's never too early to deck the halls and hang the mistletoe. With Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas right around the corner, many residents are already feeling the jolly Christmas spirit. The Hazlitt High School recently celebrated its annual craft show. The event raised money to support the Hazlitt High School band and allowed local artists to showcase their merchandise and artwork to the community.
I've come to the Hazlitt Art and Craft Show for years and thought it was a really, really nice show. So my friends talked me into doing a booth.
Holidays and Hazlitt Craft Show, with all proceeds from the event going to support the local Hazlitt High School band to pay for instruments and uniforms.
Coming up, a look at sports with HOMTV's Maya Sanchez.
Maya, we're entering the postseason for many of our fall sports. Where do our teams stand?
Thanks, Julie and Adriana. Two Okemos teams are providing a bright spot in the gloomy days of fall and bringing out those chieftain smiles. But senior leadership has been crucial as the Chiefs CATA districts and volley into postseason, and Hazlitt volleyball zones into the last week of regular season play. We'll get to that when we come back to Meridian News Now, your source for community news.
Well, I just feel it's my duty as a citizen to vote, so I'm here to do that.
Being American includes the right to be able to vote and help in the decision making.
I really wanted to support some of our area and local initiatives.
Ever since I've been eligible to vote, I've voted just about in every election.
I think it's important to exercise my right as an American.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
There's always a way to stay connected in Meridian Township. Whether it's through Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or other social media sites, you can stay up to date with local news and get an inside look at township events. How can you get started? Visit meridian.mi.us for more information.
Welcome back. Soccer districts kicked off last week, and the Okemos Chiefs wanted to redeem themselves after the plan of winning the CAAC Gold Cup didn't work out. The Chiefs hosted Kalamazoo Lloyd Norrix in the first round of Division I districts, and after a scoreless first half, Ben Meshke was able to score on a header off of a corner kick in the 56th minute. And keeping Kalamazoo Lloyd Norrix to only 2 shots in the second half, Okemos' second goal comes in the 72nd minute when Alex Thornburg sees Andre Oksarzak in the center. Oksarzak receives it, his first attempt gets tangled with the defender right there, and he shuffles right and curves it just out of reach of the Knights goalkeeper. That would be the final goal of the game, advancing Okemos to the next round.
I thought we played pretty well. We just kind of find a way to be able to find the net a little bit easier. But, you know, anytime you can win and you keep going on, then that's a good thing. I thought seniors played pretty well today, and that's what you need at this time of the year.
To capitalize a few more times, but Lloyd Norrix's goalie gets a hand on that one. And on this pass to Hondo Arana, he lefties it with one touch that goes just right of the goal. Not much celebration happening because his focus was on the final. And that focus paid off. Okemos won their 3rd district title in 4 years on Thursday when they topped Portage Northern 1-0. The Chiefs and East Kentwood take on the field at Holt High School for the regional semifinals. And Chieftain Nation has a lot to cheer for lately. Last week, it was the Okemos volleyball team's chance to support Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Both the Chiefs and Lansing Eastern were pink in their CAAC Blue tournament opener. The last 2 times the Chiefs played at home, they swept Lansing Everett and East Lansing. Will the luck continue in the O-Zone? Chiefs libero Catherine Irwin serves most of the first set and tallies up points with those aces. Keeping the Quakers at 4 points, Natalie Thome sets it for Sage Van Alstine, who kills it and gives the Chiefs a 25-4 first set. Maggie Francis serves to close out set 2. Jaleesa Jones receives it, but Haley Hall is unable to put it over the net. Okemos takes that to 25-9.
To get this win and get it in an authoritative way, which I thought we did. I thought we did a really nice job of serving tough. Eastern is not a bad team. You know, their fundamentals have improved a lot, but we had them off balance for most of the match.
A 3-0 sweep was complete when Francis capped a low to Jaleh Jones. Instead of killing it, Sydney Fountain passes it over. The Quakers tried to receive it but can't complete the pass. 25-13 Chiefs. They also got the win on Thursday, which means that they traveled to Holt on Tuesday to battle for the league title. And Hazlitt Volleyball also looked for a win last week, and after a tough 3-1 loss to St. John's a couple weeks ago, the Vikings traveled to DeWitt and tried to turn their luck around. It was a close first set, but the Panthers scored first, and Hazlitt couldn't catch up there. DeWitt forced a 25-22 first set win. And digs like this one by Jordan Valley, playing libero for the first time, kept Hazlitt in the game, but mistakes like spiking it out gave DeWitt set 2 25-12. Senior night was the motivation for the Panthers, and while Hazlitt played tough, the mistakes overshadowed their talent, and those errors gave points to DeWitt.
The first game, we had 17 errors, so unforced errors, so we need to make sure we take care of the ball at all times. They came out the second and third game, and they did what they needed to do and executed the game plan. Hazlitt's always a big rival of ours, so it's nice to get a win for them.
After the game, DeWitt congratulated senior Lexi Nordman. She tallied 1,659 career kills until this point. That's incredible. And Hazlitt and DeWitt both still have another week of regular season games before they start on district. And that's all for sports this week. Adriana, Julie, back to you.
Thanks, Maya. Now we take a look at this week's Pet of the Week from Ingham County Animal Control and Shelter.
Yes, meet Kermit. Kermit is a mature guy and is looking for a place to call home. He loves pets and would be a perfect addition to your family.
And Kermit is the only one left at Ingham County Animal Control and Shelter after their Empty the Shelter event. So someone come out and adopt this guy. He's been waiting far too long.
And for more information about these pets and where to adopt them can be found on our HOMTV Facebook page.
That's all for this week's Meridian News Now. Remember, you can always stay up to date with township news and events by following us on HOMTV.net or, of course, on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Julie Dunmire.
And I'm Adriana Cotero. Thank you for watching.